Hello everyone, welcome back. Let's play A Case of Fraud together, shall we? All I know about this game is that it's quite similar to previously played on the channel. What was it called? Gumshoe Detective Agency, or The Retrievers Are Dead. Welcome to your first day at Deverhand Detection. We've got an urgent new job. A woman has gone missing. Her dog is missing too, so the police think she has just left town. Her family disagree and they have hired us to find her. Phoebe Demonhan, Principal Detective. Her name is Christine Pelham. She's the CEO of Zoolingo, a new software company that's building a translation app that lets people understand their pets. I'm giving you the papers we found in her home office. You'll be able to see the envelope in a minute. You'll need to sift through the evidence and figure out what's relevant. To start organizing your thoughts, I want you to figure out the identities of her family members. Find their full names and their pictures too. I'll give you a simple family tree to fill out. Include any pets. Pets have the same surname as their owner. Time to start. Good luck. Your progress will be saved automatically. Okay, so it's very similar to Retrievers Are Dead then. Business news. Pet translation startup is the Cats Whiskers. Pet translation startup Zoolingo closed another round of funding last month, rumored to be total over 12.5 million. This new innovative technology company is developing an animal translation product that aims to allow owners to understand their pets' vocalizations using a smartphone app. It uses a large language model to learn the meaning of the noises of different species and even of individual animals. CEO Christine Pelham sees huge potential in the product. I'm looking forward to the day where I can hear my beloved Labrador, she enthuses. Okay, so we know that she owns a Labrador. And here's a little cat here. Here is the proof of the new poster. Let me know what you think. Omar and Pete are okay with it. So I wonder if this is Omar's little cat here. Welcome to a new term. We hope everyone has a relaxing holiday and then you'll come back to school ready to excel. Core Fire School News. Cake fundraiser for swim team next week. We need your donated baking by Monday afternoon. 2 large items per family is appreciated. Don't forget to come on Tuesday to buy some delightful sweet treats. Some inspiration from last term's baking fundraiser. Which one of these will I eat? I reckon this one looks like the prettiest. However, I don't really like edible flowers that much. I don't know how you guys think about edible flowers, but they just taste like flowers. So this is Sarah Ball, won the prestigious Mary Bentley Youth Music Competition, beating 84 other 12 to 14 year olds. Well done, Sarah. The school debating team, Semantic Antics, have won their heats and are through to the regional finals. Semantic Antics members Melanie Williams, Prudence Fowler, and Sam Tomata came third at the national champions last year, and we are hoping to take the top prize this year. You go, girls. So this must be made in New Zealand. The fact that it says Korwhai and Tomata here. Discoveries. Designing for flow. This startup office remodel works hard and rides easy. Okay, we got a fire warden, Holly, and a first aider. I can't read that. That looks like it says like Mike or something like that. Designing for flow. The startup office remodel works hard and rides easy by Ben James. Pet translation startup Zoolingo is taking the tech world by storm, winning a prestigious design award from IDNZ just weeks after securing 12.5 million in investor fundraising. Sarah Rose, lead architect for both the building renovation and interior fit out, is excited to push aesthetic boundaries in the tech space. Brand new facilities for employees who can commute by bike or on foot, championed by design transport engineer Brandon Russ, a state-of-the-art encouraging active travel modes. God, I cannot read today. I don't know if you guys have ever tried reading something for recording, but you feel like your tongue is stuck in your mouth the whole time. Dear Mr. Ball and Miss Pelham, would like to extend an invitation to your son to accompany our family on our annual ski trip to Cardona this August. Oh my god, rich people. 8th to 19th. He is welcome to stay for the entire duration, or our driver can collect or deliver him to the airport at any time that is convenient. Very rich. You may rest assured that our daughter will sleep in a room with her younger sister at the opposite end of the chalet to your son. Best regards, Mr. and Mrs. Leons. Okay, so it seems like the child there, the son, has a girlfriend. And more importantly, we found out that the dad's name is Mr. Ball, so that must be their daughter then, and they're just going with the dad's last name. They're like not married in the traditional sense. We are a world-class dog daycare and training facility in Auckland, New Zealand. We are designed for the busiest of professionals with opening hours for drop-off and collection between 6 a.m. and 9 p.m. 7 days a week, including public holidays. Prices start from $15 per hour per dog. That's pretty cheap. Fully accredited under NZ 53754 standards. Contact us today for a free touring consultation. 555-52221. info@doggydog. Alfalfa, one of our many happy clients, so we know this is Alfalfa. We care for your pup like one of our own. Chained in social media, Christina Zulinger, Peter Piper, Pick 1234, Bone Appetit Pet Store, Seep Impelin at email, Piper4321, bank user ID 64288543. You should never do this in real life. Do not write down all your passwords like that. Happy anniversary. Cute, hardworking, remarkable, intelligent, sexy. Here's to another 20 years. Lots of love, Rich. This must be Rich, and he's writing to his wife, Christine, yeah. Christine Pelham. But we can put some names in right now. We know that Christine Pelham is this one. This is Rich or Richard, probably. And we know his last name is Bell. Oh, is Bell not Ball? There we go. Daughter was Piper? Was it Piper? Yeah. I should double check, but I can't be bothered. All, and this is her. I haven't got a picture of the son yet, or the son's girlfriend, but let's have a look. Let's just double check that daughter's name. It was Sarah Ball. I don't know where I got Piper from. Maybe that was the name of the dog. Ah, yeah, perfect. Very similar to root trees, but yeah, you're getting 3 in a row and it just automatically locking in. Felicia is 21. You're invited to help celebrate Felicia's birthday and recent graduation. Friday the 7th of February, 7:30 till late. Meadows Bar Ponsonby. RSVP to Mum or Dad. Merida Het or Paul Smith. Let me have a look at something. Okay, so this is not his son's girlfriend. Okay. Kathy, I need you to check up on Dan's new girlfriend, Bad Influence. So Dan is the son. There we go. Sarah was here. I want a cat. I really love cats and want to look after your cats while you're away. I will take such good care of them and give them so many pets, but only if they wanted to pets. I can also walk them in the park with a harness or teach them tricks. Email at alex.cats@email. Chess tutoring? If you saw that movie now you think you might be a chess prodigy, I can crush your dreams or maybe help you become a professional. Who can say there's only one way to find out? Email me at notarealmove@email. Cleaner available. $135 an hour. Bloody hell. Got a nasty mess you just can't budge? Email Max today for a no question asked quote. Discretion and spotless results guaranteed. Out damn spotted email. Oh, that's a good email. Cleaning $35 per hour. Can they tidy my room? That's a much more reasonable price, but it's probably too cheap at this stage. Somewhere between the $135 and $35 I reckon will be probably good. Clem the Cleaner can help get your home fresh as a daisy. I have background police checks and impeccable references for your peace of mind. PH555 Daisy. Cook and housekeeper. French trained chess and patisserie master have worked in the best houses. Correlation is not causation. Now that I have your attention, birds, extinction, power, do you understand yet? Have you been paying attention? They don't want you to look closely. Come and meet like-minded individuals at 4 p.m. every Thursday at Ambience Wellness, 47C Paws Avenue. Bring a snack. Country Club exclusive opportunities for new members. Oh, a glorious new country club has opened at Rotorua Heights with facilities to die for, including Olympic-sized swimming pool, 18-hole ghost course, and 3 restaurants. Sounds like a bit of you. Request our membership and requirements and fees by emailing info@Rotorua Heights. Oh, exciting. So this is Charlotte. She does yoga every 12 p.m. Thursdays at the kitchen. $20 per session. Not bad at all. Maybe this is the girlfriend. My man Dan, yeah, my girl Tay Tay. Pink everything, the beach, good vibes only. So maybe she is a Taylor Swift fan. 15 August. Neptune retrograde. And her name's Dita. Daniel Cholmondeley Ball. What a name. Daniel Ball. I wonder if there's a Dita. It'd be good if I actually clicked on Daniel as well. There we go. I'm going to search Dita, but I don't know whether that's actually your name. Perdita, that makes sense. And her last name was Lyons. Yeah, like the city. Her parents' name was Lyons anyway. And he's Paleo. St. Claudius' School for Boys. What a prestigious name. Here's Piper. Piper's the dog. And we learned from the beginning that needs homework, leave and wait. Piper is a joy to have at daycare. So Piper is the pet. And we'll have the same last name as Christine. There we go. Kathy, I want you to organize a birthday gift for Rich. Garden calendar? Okay, so Kathy must be the, like, what do you call it? Person that does everything for you. I don't have a person that does everything for me, so I wish I did. They've got an Audi. How fancy. I could never be this rich. I wonder if this is like water drunk. Must be, right? Here's the sun. Christine Pelham. 6 peep photos at $12 each. What are the ones? 6? That's a lot. But we can put him in. And we can put the girlfriend in. Banger. Well done on finishing the family tree. However, I have some rather distressing news. Christine has been found dead in the Zoolingo office. Her death has been treated as suspicious. She had a rather nasty head wound. And here I was hoping they would find her alive. Also, millions of dollars of Zoolingo's investment money has been disappeared over the weekend. The office has been torn apart, papers shredded, hard drives wiped. The police have agreed that we can continue our work as consultants to them. The Zoolingo board will be paying us, as they want us to find the missing money as soon as possible. Who was she meeting at the office on the Sunday she died? Was it her killer? Well, there's only one way to find out. Police have forbidden us from talking to anyone from Zoolingo or any potential witnesses. However, they have agreed to send us copies of the evidence from the office once they are finished with it. They have sent through the documents that were found in 2 sections of the Zoolingo office. The desks on the west side and the desks in the center of the office. Once the police have recovered more evidence and processed it, they will pass it on to us. Your next task is to fill in the organization chart. Look out for anything suspicious that was going on. I'll get a whole chart now and a desk. So let's have a look here. CEO's assistant. So that'll be the Christine, was it? Or is that the name of the lady? I know it started with a C. What was her name? It was over here. Kathy. Or Catherine. It was also up here, right? It was Kathy, yeah. And okay, so yeah, I reckon that probably is right. There's the two kids and Piper. Do you reckon I can change their photos around, or just got those for now? Fig? You reckon her last name is Fig? Catherine Fig? I'll try it out. The good thing about this is that I don't need to actually get anything right? As long as I get 3 right, that will be automatically locked in, and I can like trial and error it through. Marvolo, so this must be Marvolo down here, and it's a random dude. Rebecca's cook is a TickCon speaker, so that'd be a tick. Mr. and Mrs. Fig. Okay, so this must be Catherine. Though it doesn't look like she's. Oh well, this is an organization chart. It doesn't show marriages, does it? So we probably did need to grab the husband. Sally Blake to Rebecca. I lost my phone and forgot my email login from my laptop, so I had to dredge up this old email account from back in the day. Embarrassing. Luckily, your work email is so easy to remember. I know you always go running on Sunday afternoons. I wonder if I can meet you and come too. I really need to get fit. And Drover needs a good run. I need to get Drover a new collar. So can we please meet outside Ye Old Pet Shop? Does 4:45 this Sunday 12 suit you? I'll shout you dinner after to say thanks for the motivation. Best sell. So that sounds like Rebecca. Who's Rebecca? Because Rebecca's not the lady that got killed. Rebecca Cook. Oh, she's the TickCon speaker over here. So she was missing at 12:45. Department budget report. Text for chain and ads. So either this person is like a budget or a advertisement, right? Text for chain and ads, yeah. Sweets, I cannot do this any longer. Aria asked where I was Friday night and why I didn't see her before bed, and I nearly lost it. I can't sleep, the drugs aren't working. I don't even trust myself to tell you this in person, but I know I need to be strong. One last time this Friday night, then it's strictly work only between us. I know this will break your heart. Please don't be angry. I'll never forget you. Until Friday, your little piddle. And this is like an affair that's going on? Omar Sharaf and business administration. Is there anyone that is like business? Maybe the CFO? Or it might be the CMO, Chief Marketing. Good lead. Database lead. Good names. We can try him because business administration, but then he was asking Pete for advertising over here. Department budget report. Maybe he runs this department. Oh, well, the CFO doesn't have a pet, but this guy does have a pet. We know that. So, Sharaf. And then Omar's pet is this one, and this is Marvolo. Sharaf. Banger. Let's go. That was easy. You're doing well. Here's some new evidence from the police which should help with your task. These documents were found in the office kitchen and on the desks on the east side of the office. Alright. So that's another way that we can find out people. Is by just like looking at who has a pet and who does not. Bill, Aria, and Smokey. So Aria must be like a younger one, and Bex must be Rebecca. So Rebecca was cheating on Bill with someone else. Does she say? No. She says sweets in here, but we don't know exactly who it was, right? Mr. B. Mansell. Dear Mr. Mansell, an update on your loan occupation. East Company Financial Services Group. This is a reference to the Obra Dinn. That's cool, I like that. Unfortunately, we are unable to approve your personal loan application. Our policies maintain a maximum debt to income ratio, and your requested loan added to your existing borrowing brings you above this threshold in spite of your high income. So he's a rather rich person, but he's getting heaps and heaps of loans. Our company does have fixed limits, and I cannot authorize a one-off waiver as you suggest. Okay. So that's Christine just asking for Omar's budget, and this is his firm number and advertising spend. So that would also tell us that Omar is a person. Hi Rebecca, Dr. Core has sent through your prescription for Questera for your recent sleep difficulties. It's been forwarded to your nominated pharmacy, Kanuka Heights Pharmacy. Kanuka is a tree and should be ready for pickup later this morning. You will likely need photo identification. Please remember, this is a short-term prescription only. You're likely to become very drowsy 15 to 45 minutes after taking Questra. Only take it once you're ready for bed. I wonder if anyone has Questra in their system, like if they were forcefully drugged or anything like that. Tiffany Langdon and the Koru Medical Center. Ben. So Ben is the person that Rebecca is cheating on. I guess we apparently no longer even give each other the courtesy of speaking in person. So I'll just send you an email about Friday night. Yes, we can meet, same time, same place. I want to say no. I want to tell you I'll never speak to you again. But I love you, even if I also hate you. I can't believe you will end things between us. Was it that damn Holly who convinced you? I guess I'm no longer convenient to have in your perfectly manicured life. I would have thought you would rather be with someone at your career level rather than a bloody martial arts instructor. But what do I know? Benny, darling, I can't reconsider. You know this. This has been eating at me for months. I don't care about Holly's disapproval, but I do care about lying to my daughter. I'll be 10 minutes late on Friday because I have to pick up my hopefully powerful new sleep drugs. Whole proof that I finally took your advice, but now I need new advice. How do I make him not hate me? He's actually scary. P.S. I do actually care about your disapproval, but you're scary too, Bex. So, Rebecca's scared of Ben. This must be Ben here. Bill. Bill's her husband, isn't it? Oh, this is getting smoky. Spicy. Dear Rebecca, please find attached a photo taken by the private investigator at hand to look into your ongoing suspicious behavior and see that the important work that kept you so late at the office every Friday was not as technical as I expected from a CTO. So Rebecca Cook is the CTO. There we go. Let's put her in. Rebecca Cook. And we know that she's got a pet, so that's right. And we know that the dude was at like the same career level as her. So this might be the CFO, the Ben. Because we read here that I would thought you would rather be with someone at your career level rather than a bloody martial arts instructor. But we haven't got his last name yet. Because I've confronted you in person, I know you'd have some plausible explanation. I might be tempted to try and believe you, but really I should have known you haven't been completely present in our family for months. Please don't bother coming home tonight. I've told Arya you're visiting your parents and won't be back for a while. Once I feel capable of being calm and civil, we can meet and discuss separation and divorce proceedings and tell Arya together. We have a look at, okay, central desks. Ariane put the kettle on. Full Peter love from David. Oh. I wonder if that's Ariane Kettle. I was just looking at the greenness. You know? Hi Pippa, great work landing the Melloway deal. You're learning fast. Nice work, thanks Omar. So Pippa must be one of Omar's people. Dear Mr. Chan, Based on your responses to our intake questions, we recommend the 12-week remote learning course, Leading by Example and Advanced Perspective. So Chen is a leader as well. He's going to a conference. 3 people, so number of direct reports to 3 people. Sales and marketing, 3 to 5 years, masters or other postgraduate. So Mr. Chan must be 3 people. The sales lead. Is there anyone else it could be? It could also be the good lead. Okay. But sales and marketing, that makes sense. So Chan here. There we go. Sales team expenses. And Caroline, Hugh, John, and Pippa. So the lead gets $105,000 and 1% of team sales. And then the junior, intermediate, senior. Junior gets 55 plus 15% of sales. Intermediate gets 70,000 and 10% of sales, and senior gets 85,000 and 5% of sales. So let's have a look at their money and see who we can find out is whom. 55,000. So 15% of 100,000 would mean that this is Pippa is the junior. So yeah, she got 15,000 plus 55. Yeah, so that makes sense. John is the senior, or the lead, sorry. The intermediate would be Hugh, and the Caroline would be the senior. So let's put those all in. Caroline, Pepper, and Hugh, was it? Yeah, Hugh. And then it was John Chen? John. Was that right? John. Yeah, perfect. Hugh Leamington, product sales. So they might be Leamington. Hugh Leamington. There we go. Yeah, product sales. That makes sense. Hi Ivan, can we please print and bind 4 copies of the latest department budget report? Use a fancy print paper, please. Thanks, Omar. So, what role does Ivan have? Maybe admin, marketing admin. Ivan. I'll put him in there for now. If I find out he's better at something else, then maybe he won't be. Peter, hi all. We are looking for some very specific animal breeds for an advertising campaign. Please get in touch if you have any of the following animals or know someone who does and might be interested in their pet being a model. In return, we'll give you photo files from the photo shoot for their portfolio. The campaign will also give them great exposure. The shoot will be on 5th of January. See below for examples of these breeds. Dogs, Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, cats Tonkinese, and Bengal. Hi Peter, I have a Tonkinese cat named Sapphire. She's very good natured and will be easy to work with since she loves people. I'll be happy to bring her to a photo shoot for $200 plus all the photo files. Oh, good. So she's not going for the exposure that Peter offered here. He was like, yeah, I'm not going to pay you. She's actually asking for money. That's good. So Pippa said that she has a Tonkinese, and the Tonkinese is this one on the left. We saw a Tonkinese earlier, right over here. So I wonder if this is Omar and Pete are okay with it. So this must be Pete, the advertising guy. There we go. And this must be her cat. But did we find out what her name was? Sapphire. We actually don't know what Pippa's last name is though. Or we've got no photo of her either. Jones family reunion. Hi Caroline, so great you and Will were at the reunion. David and I were so happy to see our favourite nieces. Do you have any good photos of us from the party? I know, I'm still recovering. Joneses really know how to drink. David, this is probably good for me because I've been working too hard. I think he's probably right. Hi Pete, Hannah and Eve had such fun with their favourite uncles. I didn't think to take any photos, but got this one from the group chat. Same you can't see our faces, but at least our husbands look very handsome. Yeah, I may have taken the surname, but it didn't magically stop me from being a lightweight. I can't handle more than a couple of whites. Okay, so we know that Caroline's last name, Caroline's the one with the blonde hair and the white glasses. She is a Jones. And one of these two is her husband. The other one is Peter, and he is married to the other one. And he did not take the last name. I Pippa Wallace. Or Sapphire Tonkinese to Zulingo. Okay, so sweet. So Pippa did indeed get her $200. That's good. So let's grab P. Kettle. Okay, so Peter's last name is P. Yeah, is Kettle. Can we get more information about Peter from that photo? He's got like black, scruffy looking hair. So this is not Peter. Okay. Have we got any idea who this is? It's got an application for a New Zealand passport, but it isn't written on it, but it's printed by Ivan, so this might be Ivan. And we know that Ivan has like access to the printer and has fancy paid paper. But we don't know Ivan's last name. What was Pippa's last name again? I've forgotten. Wallace? Was it Wallace? Yeah, Wallace. So this will be Sapphire Wallace. This will be Pippa Wallace. We also got, let's put in that Kettle, Ariadne, which is a spider Greek god, I believe. And that would be Ariadne Kettle. And I'll put this in as Ivan for now, but I might be wrong about that. I'm not entirely sure. And as I said before, we don't actually know Ivan's last name. Let's have a look at it. Do we have any other woman photoed? No. Kitchen. Our loving guinea pigs below has just had 5 babies available in 3 months' time to approve homes. See Kathy for details or email Catherine the Great at email. So these are Kathy's pigs. She's got 2 guinea pigs. They're very cute, like this one with a little bow on it. Holly and Martin, a fire warden and a first aider. So that's in Martin. This is the team. The sales team. So based on what we learned about the sales team before, I'm guessing that we saw Caroline's photo here, right? This is Caroline. So Caroline must be, well, the one with blonde. Let's put her in. And she is a Jones. We learned that from that email. But we got the page wrong. Oh yes, I wanted to use that other photo. This one. Yeah. This must be John Chan. Just because he's standing off to the side there, he's not with the actual sales team in the middle. This Hugh must be Hugh Leamington because this is the only male. Oh, there we go. Oh, so we got Sapphire right there. The police have just finished processing the evidence from the office, so I've given you everything we've got. These documents were found on the 2 groups of desks along the northern wall of the office, northwest and northeast. I have some more questions for you once you've got a good handle on who's who. Alrighty. Well, I'll look at that in a minute. Right now, I'm just... So this must be Pippa Wallace. So that's from the sales team there. We don't know what Holly and Martin do yet. Smokey, balloon to shake hands. Now Smokey or Alfie Was Smoky? Hold on, let me have a look. Was Smoky the name of? Yeah, of Rebecca Cooks. Here. So Smoky Cook. I like that, Smoky Cook. Like a barbecue going wrong, right? So Smoky was this one. Here we go. And what was the other pet's name? Oh no, Kitchen. Alfie for eating all his goldfish fruits. Well, we don't know who that is yet. Well, there's Peter Kettle. Let's put him in. We are going through it quickly. There we go. For working an 80-hour work week. Why would you do that, mate? Just don't. So Zoolingo is next to a bike park, ambient wellness, Amberlin Boutique, and Common Grounds Cafe. The old pet shop is across the road. Okay. I learned something about the old pet shop before. This is Coralie, dog. Her favorite color is mustard. Her favorite hobby is dog agility. Long back, and she wanted to become a vet. She's got a PhD. She won the dog agility champ, so she's got a dog. Let's take a photo of this kitten, even though it's not one of those. A keynote speaker for Compile Her. So in Smythe's illustrious career, she's a senior developer position. Translation startups Zoolingo. Will share juicy details of philosophy she credits as the keys to his success. Lena and let me. So Smythe is a lead. So she's either like this one, or this one. We don't know whether she's got a pet or anything like that. She's looking at something on the internet there. Oh yeah, and we know that these guinea pigs, we don't know which one's male or female. So if I was to guess, I'd say this one's the female, just because it's wearing a bow. I am going to put that one in. I'm going to be gender conforming for a little bit. Welcome home, Marzocos. So one of these people, I'll take a photo of all of them, why not? There's a Marzocco. And they've just come home. Who do I think is most likely to work at Zoolingo? This guy, obviously. Band-Aid First Aid Training Solution. Dear Mr. Impurot, congratulations on completing our Advanced Workplace First Aid Certification program. Please note that our invoice has not yet been paid. Your completion certificate will be forwarded upon full receipt of outstanding payment. $375 plus GST. Henry Evans. That's another reference to Edward in there. Hey Michael, is this something you can sort? I thought it was paid when I booked. Oops. Thanks, Heatman. M. So Michael is M's boss. What's this all about? So we got cheap Naik. So maybe we use the first letter of the things to read it out. So it'd be W O? Is this an oink? I can't see the. Oh yeah, it is. WOWS. God, I'm blind. Wow. A goat? Or another dog? Let me zoom in here. Arf. There we go. Is a Sam. Well, Sam. Is they R mouth? REES Rees? Well, Sam Rees. YO, probably you, I'm guessing. You, yep. I'm guessing this is an E. Just double check, yep. So hot. You reckon that's hot? HOT. Hoot, yep. and tweet you. HOLLY, Holly. So Holly wrote a message to someone. Good luck, Holly. Drafting the blueprints for love. Oh, this must be a reference to blueprints. Michael 26, 5'10". Absolutely not. School of life. Lives in Otahuhu. Yeah, put the lines on properly. Social smoker, straight man, he, him. You know this, we'll let them Google you. How's your online presence? So it might be Michael Chambers. Any gamer will immediately know you're insane. An open world multiplayer RPG with a complex branching narrative. Yeah, that is not possible. You're like safe fit in gaming and have big dreams and you're my kind of woman. Yeah. Saying hi if you like what you see and would like to be wined and dined by a true gentleman. It sounds like you're 56, not 26. Well, there's no way this guy is 26, right? Happy Easter, Sam and Alfie. Looking forward to a long weekend away with you, S. Hester is sad you can't come too. Just look at her cute face. Flushes love H and H. So Sam's pet is Alfie. Christine. Congratulations to Raymond and his wife Miranda, expecting baby number 4 in March. I wonder if they're hoping for a boy this time after 3 beautiful daughters. They have also just bought their first home for their growing family. Congratulations to our lovely Samantha, who's completed her Master of Professional Accounting. She's earned a well-deserved promotion from accounts assistant to accountant. This is a fantastic time for the team, as Samantha will be taking over all accounting responsibilities for next month while Raymond does parental leave. Cunning Kathy found a photo of Sam's graduation. See below. Okay, so we've got a lot of information here. So number 1 is that Samantha is an accounts assistant for now. Where was accounts assistant? Here, I'm guessing. So now I'm guessing that Samantha's last name is Rees, or Sam Rees. Now this would be Alfie, right? Because we learned that her last her pet is Alfie. From that, I'll show you in a minute. Give me 2 seconds. There we go. We learned that her pet was Alfie from here. Happy Easter, Sam and Alfie. There we go. And she's taking over Raymond. So Raymond must be this guy. Now Raymond's last name was Mazzolo or something like that. Marzocco. There we go. And Raymond is this guy here. And the reason why we know that is because it said here that she's got he's got 3 beautiful daughters, which he does. There we go. And she's pregnant, right? So they're having a 4th child. They've also just bought a house, which we learned in here. So a lot of information there already. Now, is this Michael Chambers, in this case, the finance admin? Because he's sitting in this area of the work, right? Now, I might be entirely wrong about that, but we know that he's not a gamer. I'll put him there for now. I don't know if there's anything else that really says that he belongs here, but let me read this one. Admin, so he's an admin. Is these people called admin? Technical admin. Or database lead, or get Google lead. Charlotte won't go on a date with me and Mel is ignoring me. Wait, aren't you dating Felicia? She dumped me because her stupid horse didn't like me. Felicia is the best, so since you failed to win over Shar and Mel too, you're officially running out of women in Team Database, and moving on to Team Get Good now. Minnie is kind of scary, she's too smart for me, and she's a senior, which maybe makes her out of my league. Wild idea, Chambers, but have you considered finding a girlfriend you don't work with? Yeah, that's true. He needs to get with someone they is not with. Hey, not interested, thanks, says Charlotte. Finish those meeting minutes, says Raymond. That's super dodgy, well, let me blank. Raymond says finish this meeting minutes, so there's no way that Raymond. Oh, maybe he is the finance admin, but he's the one doing the minutes. That's super dodgy. Wells to Sam, let me blank. Christine says all invoices from Tart Chopper, please. And Melissa says he says to Melissa, Miss Lee, are you the one for me? So Melissa is probably in database, and Felicia is in database as well. And we know that Felicia has a horse, so this is probably Felicia. And we learned something else, didn't we? Minnie is the one for the senior developer. And she must be on Team Database, on Team Get Good, because, yeah, he says that after it mentions here that are you moving on to Team Get Good? She's a senior, which means that, yeah, that's correct. Northeast desks, let's have a look here. Dear Holly, here's a very important graph I promise you. Happy solving. Kind regards, Sam. Oh, these can't be letters immediately because there's only 26 letters in the alphabet. So there must be some other way to solve it. Dr. Kira is such a consistent performer with any dog, and she's an exceptional teamer. She's a real asset to the sport. Everyone loves her. Agatha was second runner-up 2 years ago after controversial judging penalty was applied on the A-frame obstacle. Kira was philosophical at the time, but she says it makes December's championship win even simpler. Agility champion Agatha with cousin and fellow competitor Nio at the beach. So that must be Agatha, and that must be Nio because Nio's wearing a collar that says N on it. Kid's brother Tim Kelly is also an ability champ with his young spaniel Nio. Is quickly moving up the ranks and is making a name for herself as Queen of the Wii Float. She's an absolute star in the making, says Kira. We love that Agatha and Nio are such great buddies. We joke that they're cousins. Tim and I do a lot of training with them together. Agatha's next outing will be the Awanui Girls Show in February, which she and Kira will be demonstrating a new extra tough Iron Dog agility course. Oh my god. What happened to my throat there? It's called a Polybius square. Then you follow the main rules. Here's an example using codes as the keywords. Okay, so it's a Polybius square. Usually you write down the coordinates of each letter, cross them down. So with codes as the keyword, the word collier would be 52. Yep. 21. Yep. 33, 33. Yep, yep. And 45. So you're going across and then down. Yeah. P.S. I'll send you the secret keyword. Team coffees. Martin Melon Black. Melon Black. Let me have a look at this. A kitchen. No, yeah, Coralie. Coralie Long Black. So Coralie is part of Minnie's team. Coralie would be one of these people, right? Or maybe she's the person. Did we learn from that exchange here? Yeah, so it might be one of the admins. We don't actually know. Did it say what her job was in here? No. But she won the National Drug Agility Champion. So it's a person with a pet. And in this area, there's only 2 people with pets. And this must be her. Because she's got her team's coffee orders. Now, did we find out her last name? Was it in the pet? Thingamajig in the Northeast desks over here. Kerr, Coralie Kerr. Yeah, Dr. Kerr. And she's got a PhD. We know that. Coralie Kerr. So the pet's name would also be Kerr. She was wearing that mustard dress. There she is. And we know that she's it's this dog, right? And this was named Agatha, or Alfalfa, or something like that. Bang, I got Michael right. So that means on her team there's Paul and Martin are the remaining, but we don't know what jobs they've got yet. So, Paul, here's Paul's. Charlotte is in the other team, and Ryan is Charlotte's boss. I swear Ryan doesn't even know what a product owner is, and he never listens to me. Even my yoga and mindfulness class, he ignores me. Lol. Why pay to come in there and ignore me? So Charlotte is one of these people, and this is Ryan. Product owner. So product owner Charlotte. And Charlotte is the lady that did yoga. Now she was all the way back here. Did we find out her last name back in the yoga area? No, we did not. Even in my yoga and mindful class, he ignores me a lot. Why playing come? Yeah, Carly is awesome. I had Ryan's leaving the whole suit, saw his CV on the printer, so I bet it's true. You're applying for team lead. You have a really good thing product owners represent. Okay, so Paul is also a product owner. So let's put Paul in there. Yeah, Paul is a product owner over here. But we don't know his last name yet. Plum is the horse, is Felicia's horse's name. Plum. Carly, I asked for an flat white. Okay. Ryan's last name might be Verdi. Yeah, Verdi. Do you know the password for blank? So let's put that one in. Errol must be the boy guinea pig. Pig. And the reason why we know that is because he said, no, Errol, what a bad dad. And Martin, your code's always blank. So get good team. Martin must be this guy. Oh, I can't find my access card this evening, but I thought it must be somewhere in my bag. I noticed after I left the bar on the way to the hotel. Yes, don't judge. More on that below, but you'll be proud of me. I don't have time to check probably, but I've looked everywhere and I can't find it. I know it was on my desk because I cleared it like usual. My meds are missing too. Guess I won't be sleeping tonight. Can you cancel the access for that card ASAP in case it's truly lost? I also need a new card. Well, I appreciate you not involving Kathy. She always thinks I'm disorganized, and I bet her opinion will be important for getting on my side of the board. Okay. Was complaining to me last week that you always sit with Carly's team, so I need you to be diplomatic and sit with database for a bit. Ask some strong-looking man to move your desk. I know it's a pain, but since you work with both teams, I think it's reasonable for you to shift around occasionally. Okay, so this is Rebecca, who's the one that's cheating on his husband, her husband Bill. or anyone for that matter. Sorry to ask you to cover me in girly pop. I know you super duper disapprove. I'll put the email to prove it. Ben is so angry at me. Okay, so Ben is, I feel so bad for him living alone in that huge place with only his cows for company. So we know Ben lives on like a farm or something like that. Paul from the, and let's read this in a minute. Let's put down some shit that I just learned, right? Holly must be this person. Now, did we learn Holly's last name? I don't think we did yet. The code keyword is Alfie though. Is Pavel Johnson your bro to Ivan? So Ivan's last name must be Johnstone. Espresso as usual. Thank you, sweets. So Rebecca Cook is buying coffee for Holly. After you said Hugh addresses like Steve Jobs, I can't unsee it. The galaxies are bad enough, but the black turtlenecks. I saw Beryl had her pups. How many are there? Beryl, it must be this one. Beryl. Big. Yeah, alrighty. We got Ivan right. As well as Beryl and Errol. So who did we not get right? Well, we haven't got any like last names in yet, so that makes sense. What are dear chambers? Okay, we've already read that. Toast used for our lunch today to Melissa. And Sam is the code keyword is Alfie, so we'll do that in a minute. Actually, we'll do it now. Let's have a look. So I'm gonna just write this down. For a box. Alfie. And then it'll be B, C, D, G, H. Now I know JK is the one that's JK. L is an Alfie. M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Okay, so let's go back to the graph there and have a look. Okay, so 41 would be I. 21 would be L. 43 would be O. I'm guessing this is love. So far, so good. 52 is H, so I'm going to guess this is Holly. I'll just double check. 43 is an O, yeah. 21, yep. Whole. And then 45 will be a Y, yep. 13 would be a J or a K. 13 1 3. Oh no, we did 13. 52 would be an H. 11 would be A. And 33 will be N. So the Holly Jan or Holly Khan. And I'm gonna guess Holly Khan because that makes more sense than Holly Jan. Now we had Holly's photo from somewhere, but I can't remember where. Was it the West Desks home office? No. Kitchen? Yeah, there's Holly's photo. we've got Martin's photo as well. So this must be Holly's photo. Martin's this guy. Now, Martin's last name we got from here, right? Perrott. Because he went in our first aid training course. And he's telling Michael, finance admin, to get it sorted out, right? Paul volunteered at the Green Meadows Animal Shelter. Do we have a Paul in our... He might be one of these fellas. Ryan Bridges. So Ryan's last name isn't Birdie, it's Bridges. Let's change his last name to Bridges here. And then have a look back at that Martin Perrott. Nice work, very impressive. I received a final set of documents for all your files. These were on the police investigation and include statements, logs, and the autopsy report. We've also got some security camera snapshots from the weed business across the alleyway, but it's nearly impossible to see anything on them. This will be the last evidence of it yet, so make sure to look carefully at all the details. When you've filled in as many portraits as you want and you're ready to submit your deductions about what happened that day, click on Submit Findings at the top of the screen. Alrighty, well, let's not look at those anytime soon. We've still got a whole bunch of shit to look at. So I want to go back to those messages here. Was it here? Yo, Verdi. Okay, so Paul's last name must be Verdi. Brian is saying it to Paul. Verdi. Paul's photo is the one here. There we go. Now, Minnie, I reckon, must be this lady. So we know her last name is Smythe. So it could be also Felicia. But I'll put it in here for now. Just because she's a senior developer. And over here it says that she is a software career senior developer position. Okay, yeah, so definitely this lady. There's Plum. Let's grab Plum. Learning to bark. Okay. So Smith Hess might be Felicia, Chan J, Morton E, Sullivan K. And who's from Zerlingo? Chan J and Smith F. And we've already got Chan J. He's over here, John Chan, the sales lead. So do you reckon that the junior data scientist is F? Smith F. Which will mean that it is Felicia. Now, if I remember correctly, I might not. I was over here in the home office. Felicia is 21. Hett Smith. Meredith Hett, Paul Smith. So that's Felicia there. So let's put her in as well. Banger. Alrighty. Ooh, okay. I'm unbelievably stressed for no reason, really. I don't know why. I still haven't figured out Benjamin's last name. I have to look into that in a minute. Okay, so this is a cat, and it's saying location, spacious, cold, smell, other animals, feline, desire to open, and desire to open barrier. And the other location is human, enclosed, warm, food, worry, sit upon, warm, insufficient, desire for more food. Warrior is insufficient design for more food. And this must be a door, and it's wanting to oscillate between spacious and cold and the house inside. This is inside, this is outside. Okay, so Eggy is thinking about that. Alrighty. So very similar to most cats, really. Have you seen the sweets? They can definitely get a speaking spot if you want for Melanie. Australian Data Engineering Summit. Okay, so this is telling us that Melly is also a dude. Eye leaders, cows. What does this say? Is his last name Mansell? Do we see anything about that? And a white sign with Mansell. So the quarterly leadership retreat is nearly upon us. The time we are fortunate to be meeting at Ben's Custom Conference Center / barn conversion out in Bannock. The directions and map are to the right. So I reckon that Ben's last name is Mansell because we know that he lived by the cows. We learned that in one of those emails previously. He lived right next to the cows, and I mean, this says Ben's Custom Conference Center. There we go. We'll find out if that is correct in a minute, I guess. Carly and Ryan join the exec. Okay. Deep dive into our product market fit, technical rates, and opportunities. I don't think anything else is important there too much. Rochelle Riley is asking for a fish called Goldie to be translated. Very smart, apparently. Hi Ryan, can you confirm whether or not the Ryan Bridges in this company record is you? I know that Chartopper has been invoicing Zoolingo for its product for at least several months. Is this your business? Have you completed the conflict of interest statement and related procedures? Ooh, nom nom. Ryan, what are you doing? Committing fraud. So blessed to wake up in a house full of love and support from my family, Mum Boss. And the beating heart of Zooline is data science selling to reveal a team database. Ryan, Melissa, Jacob, and Felicia and Charlotte work tirelessly to turn raw inputs into actionable insights about pet communication. So Data Mel Lee, Agile Giles, Jacobian Matrix by Felicia, and 10x Ryan. So that looks like Ryan. So the other one, this must be Jacob. That's Felicia there. Oh, well, this is not Charlotte's this. And her last name was maybe Giles, Agile Giles, Data Mel Lee, Data Scientist or Data Engineer Mel Lee, Jacobian Matrix. Who's Melissa? And we'll put Smith here. Is it Giles? We'll try. Okay, I think that we must be wrong somewhere because I think I've got 3 in. Benjamin Mansell, yeah. Plum Smithhead and Charlotte Giles. So it can't be Charlotte Giles. Maybe this is Mel Lee? Well, that would make sense because there's only 3 females. Data Mel Lee, Agile Giles, and by Felicia. You know, that's by Felicia. So this might be Mel Lee. Let's put Melissa here. Or is this Melissa? Let's make this that baby. No. Okay. So anyway, we know this is Jacob. But do we know any other information about anyone? So what did he do at Zulinga? A whole bunch of stuff. Rebecca Cook is the current manager. Yeah, we know that. A Holly Khan's pet. We also know that's the bunny. What's the bunny's name? The bunny's name is... Hester. Benjamin Mansell, Hester Khan, and Plum Smith Head. Okay, so we just need these three down here. The famous three. Now, their team was in here, right? Chart and Mal, a database. I mean, maybe this is Melissa Lee. Because we know that she was in a data person. So let's try that. Let's make this guy Jacob. We'll just try Melissa in every single spot. Now, did we get a message from Jacob anyway? Charlotte's the other one. Charlotte Giles. Charlotte was she in the... Where was the credit owner thingamajig? Because that's where I learned that, was it here? Product owner. Yeah, Charlotte's a product owner. Charlotte Giles. Maybe. Now, what does Charlotte look like? That's the question. Now, based on the Charlotte's got brown hair. Anyone with brown hair? Is this Charlotte? Samantha. No, that's Samantha. We've already put her photo in as well. This is Carly, we know that. We've learned all about them. We've learned about them. Oh, that's Charlotte. Charlotte's the one that does the good old... Yeah. Now we just need Jacob's last name. Now, I could just look. Dawes, Jacob Dawes. Because that's not a name that we've used before. Yeah. So we know that this Jacob Dawes might be the... Or Jacob might be the other guy. Does it say anything about Jacob in here? Oh, maybe Chan is Jacob's last name, J. Chan, because this is both data scientists. So, Jacob Chan. Yeah, there we go. Right. And I thought that John Chan was the one that was the other person, but that makes sense because they're both data scientists, and it says data scientists here. Now we just have to look at the autopsy reports and then we're done. Christine Malpallam was found dead in workplace. How should she died? Did she have any drugs in her system? That's what I want to know. So she had some contusions or lacerations. She had some on her arms and on her head. So an aggressor grabbed and pushed her, deceased from the front. So the person probably knew. Significant blood currents of zolpidem found in toxicology screening. So she was drugged. The absence of defensive was of zolpidem, which was likely impaired her ability to resist or brace for impact. Zolpidem, the drug that Holly was from Koru. Let's have a look. Where's the Koru? I should really save the ones that I like, but it's hard to know exactly what I'm going back to, you know? There's Koru. Was this Zolpidem? Yeah, okay. So, someone stole her Zolpidem, if we're to believe it, and then Christine's smartwatch. So she died around about 6 p.m, roughly. 5:47 to 6:45. No pulse detected after 6:45. So heart rate stalled because of the Zolpidem. 5:47 to 6:15. Died at 6:15. Okay, Laser Kiwi Laboratories. Coffee cup flat white had Zolpidem, and a coffee cup soy latte had Zolpidem. Okay. An espresso had nothing in it. So this is from Ambient Wellness, which is right next to the thing, and they took some photos of the hard drive was cleaning up for me from the door, the alleyway between Zealingo and the thing, but they're very low quality. But we know, maybe we haven't had a look at the door footage, door entry, but look, there's the dog Pippa, right? And someone comes and looks in this window, and then someone leaves. Witness statement: Richard Ball. That's the husband. Chris was meeting me at the kids at the daughter's music recital, but she never showed up. I assumed she was caught up in the last minute water meeting, so I wasn't too worried at that point. But usually she would tell me if she was going to be late. The research, I called her a few times and it rang until it got to voicemail. When we got home, our dog Piper wasn't there. I left the kids at home and got to Chris's office about 9:30 p.m, but it was totally dark inside. So does that line up? 9:30. So this must be her husband there, Richard. That makes sense because he's got longer hair. I called the police and they wouldn't do anything because it was only a few hours. This is a lie. The police will investigate straight away. And the dog being missing makes it seem like she'd gone off somewhere, but I know she wouldn't do that without telling me or the kids. So I phoned my own friend from my uni, Phoebe Debenham, who runs a private investigation agency. She came and took lots of fake papers from Chris's home office to get a head start on figuring out what might have happened. We can get into the computer and it needs Chris's fingerprint. I went for another drive around, checking out the farm park where she often wears Piper and all the streets near home. I also called everyone I could think of, but I didn't have any context for our colleagues, which seems foolish now. That is foolish. I finally got to bed around 3 a.m. and slipped. I was waiting by phone call with the awful news. Coralie, who found her, was really kind. I somehow managed to tell the kids, and we all just sat in the kitchen and cried until the officers came to interview us. I'm taking Piper to do a Zealingo session after this in case she can tell us anything. Okay, what does Coralie say? Coralie Kerr. She's the one that found the body. I got to work around 10 to 8 this morning. Now, do we have anything after? No, the last is 1:53. Who showed up at 1:53? And when I went inside, the lights didn't turn on. This wasn't even the usual low lighting. I walked around waving my arms to no available. I saw there were some boxes and books and stuff kind of shoved off the desk, so I wonder if there had been a break-in. There was a bark that sounded like it was coming behind the boardroom door, which was closed. So the barking went crazy. Piper raced out. She started howling, ran over the other side of the room, and found Christine slumped on the floor on her side, between Rebecca and Ben's desks. I tried to wake Christine, but she was horribly cold. For the ambulance, and they talked me through moving her onto her back and doing chest compressions. The medics arrived pretty soon after. Hugh turned up, and after that, it was letting the emergency services people into the office and stopping any other employees from coming inside. So Hugh's the guy that looks like Steve Jobs. And later there was a lot of blood on the floor from a head injury, but it was pretty dark. Okay. What does Benjamin say? So this is the creepy guy that was having an affair. Meeting about the budget at 5 p.m. on Sunday. Omar was in Melbourne, but I thought Rebecca was going to be there. I was on coffee duty. Coffees for us three. So he got the coffees, got to the office, put the coffees in the kitchen instead of going through my email. 5 p.m. with a dog. We had a lot to get through. So is this office 4:50? Is that true? Yeah, someone arrived at the office at 4:50. That might have been Ben. And then Pepper arrived at 4:58. Was that also correct? Yeah, just before 5 p.m. with their dog. I remembered about the coffees and went to get them. About half an hour later, I was feeling strange. It was hard to concentrate. Try to hide it because Christine gets annoyed with the excuses. It all gets a bit blurry. I saw someone with a balaclava, and I think they hit me over the head for something. A bad cut by my temple. I saw some strands of long hair, and the person was quite short. I woke up in the dark near the front door feeling groggy. But I managed to make my way to the 24-hour medical clinic down the road. They did a blood test. I took a taxi home as I was starting to feel a lot more normal by then. It was maybe 5 a.m. So, dark near the front door, feeling groggy. When did he say that he left? He doesn't say. But if he was telling the truth, he must have left around about 1:53. And I got ready and came to you. There's budget work that needs to be done, and I could not take the day off. So I talked to a cop and told them. What's Rebecca's? On Friday evening, I went out for drinks with a friend. Okay, that would have been Ben. When I got home, I went to get my new sleeping bags from her bag, but it wasn't there. That makes sense. And my access code for the office was missing too. That also makes sense because she emailed Holly. So I guess I must have dropped stuff out of my bag at some point while I was dancing. I emailed Hoffy, my admin, to ask her to cancel the card on Monday and sort out a new one. The other police guy said Ben thought I was coming to a meeting on Sunday evening at the office, but I didn't know anything about that. I always go running on Sundays because I'm training for a half marathon. I got an email on Friday from my friend Sally asking to join my run, so I went to the pet shop to meet her at 4:45 like we arranged. However, she didn't turn up, so about 15 minutes later, I ran to her house, which is nearby. I figured I would meet her on the way if she was running late. I didn't call her because her email said she'd lost her phone. She was at home and she said she never sent an email. That all makes sense, right? Because we saw Sally's email. It said in there that she'd lost her phone. She hadn't lost her phone and she couldn't run anyway because she sprained her foot. I stayed and had a few wines with her before we made some crazy stories about the mystery email. And I ran home at 6:30. Husband and daughter got home from the zoo about 6:45 with some takeaways. Then we watched a movie together as a family. Bill and I went to bed at around 11 p.m. When I woke up this morning at 8:45, the police said my medication was sitting on my desk in the office. But no, I didn't leave it there. I'm a neat freak and I always fully clear my desk before the weekend. Rebecca, I believe you entirely. I think it was Benjamin who did it, but we'll find out. Rebecca and I were at high school together and we've kept in touch. She turned up at my house just after 5 p.m. yesterday, so that makes sense. She had received an email asking to meet her for a run at 4:45 by the pet shop. I did not send the email and it was not from an address I've ever used. The email was hilariously unlike my writing with abrupt sentences and double spaces after the periods. However, the email did include the action email and a dog, which was extremely creepy. Rebecca and I were intrigued by it, so she stayed and had a drink while we tried sleuthing where the email might have originated. All we could figure out for sure was it was sent by someone who knows personal information about both of us. We figured it was probably some kind of stalker, so Rebecca called the non-emergency police line to get it on record. I guess she'll be able to look it up. Rebecca left my house around 6:30 as her husband and daughter were due home. And what did Piper say? A farm location, outdoor smell, large animals, non-camming, many. Smelled a human, fear, violence, and there's a door. Worry trapped, right? Violence, human, family affection. This week, Christine. Right, okay. Yeah, so smell the farm, many. Okay. Outdoor smell. A smell of large animals and a smell of a human. That makes sense for being Ben, right? Because Ben lived on a farm with lots of cows. So if Piper was smelling that, then that makes sense. So the only thing that they found is zolpidem, which was above the therapeutic dose range. And it makes sense that Beans told the zolpidem because he was with Rebecca on Friday night. Ben is monitored for further concussive with a complaint of cervical. So I think he drugged himself after he did it just to make himself more innocent. Deep laceration at the temple. Drugged in a break-in. And then he fell over, hit his head on a desk or something like that. Right. Awanui Riverbank. Awanui means riverbank, so that's pretty funny. Someone transferred 29999 Cryptkika cryptocurrency, unknown hidden in the Seychelles, from account of Zerlingo. So someone stole $3 million. Did we know that Ben had financial issues? Let me have a look at something. There was a report from who was it? Was it Home Office? Or wouldn't have been Home Office. Here it is. Mr. B. Mansell. Yes, he did have financial problems. So that makes sense. Where was I? Let's have a look at here. Swipe card logs. So Rebecca Cook swiped, but we know that she lost her card. Now it's at 5:31 on the 10th of January. 10th of January must have been a Friday, right? Amish Ralph, Ryan Bridges, Pepper Was, Peter Kettle, right? So these are all of the people that had it on the Friday. Then we've got on the Sunday Rebecca Cook, Benjamin Mansell, and Christine Pelham all swiped around about the same time, but we never saw anything from the alley camera in 4:44. But we did see this. But there is a swipe at 4:44. But is it just me, or does that look like the same person? It's very hard to tell because of the camera. But I think that Ben swiped twice. Anyway, where was I? Christine Pelham. Then Rebecca swiped internally. And then Benjamin swiped internally at 6:37. But did anyone leave at 6:37? That's the question. No. But Ben did leave at 1:53, right? Yes. So why would Rebecca swipe and not leave? It must be Ben again. Then Coralie came in, then Hugh came in. Right, that all makes sense because that was. Then Coralie said that she let the people in, and then there was a manual override. Lighting logs. So someone did discard the lighting. That was what Coralie was saying, right? So when did that happen? Automated dimming, right? Sensor activated. Motion standard office bright. Automated dimming, right? Standard office bright. Sensors disabled here at 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. What's that? 7? 722? Lighting level set at lowest illumination level. And then in the morning it was, the motion sensors were manually, the admin override happened again. And that was when the standard office bright happened. At 5 p.m. main overlights were dim after no moment had been detected for 10 minutes. So 5 p.m. 17 and 8 a.m. which would be 8 a.m. So someone saw that the sensors were activated at 6:50 and then disabled them here at 1822. At 1822, no, it was just before quote unquote Rebecca left. But who would have access? Every one of these would have access, right? Anyway, I think it was Ben. Ben again. Then this was Christine and Pippa or Piper. Let me have a look. Piper. Then at 9:26 it was the husband, right? I'm just getting a double check. 9:26. Yeah, that's the husband for sure, 100%. That was Richard. And then I think it was Ben again. Who caused Christine's death was Ben. And who has the missing money is also Ben. Just all Ben. He did everything. Information successfully submitted to the police. Continue to the next day. Let's go. Oh. Prosecution briefing. Rebecca Cook breaks off long-term affair with suspect Benjamin Mansell. Benjamin Mansell goes with Rebecca Cook to a bar then hotel. Suspect obtains Duolingo office access card for zolpidem predestined medication from RC's bag without her knowledge. BM arrives at Duolingo office for a meeting with victim Christine Pelham. BM swipes RC's access card and picks up 3 coffees from Common Ground Cafe. BM swipes his own access card and enters the office. BM adds 2 or more zolpidem tablets to CP's coffee. CP enters the office, CP drinks coffee, consuming zolpidem. CP's pulse drops below 40, indicating of his sedation. Wire transferred authorized by BM and CP. Right, that makes sense because CP's laptop only had fingerprint authorization, so he needed to grab her fingerprint to be able to do that. Lightning motion sensor manually disabled. BM holds CP by the upper arms and pushes her into a desk, then showing blunt force trauma causes severe cranial damage and subsequent death. BM slash IC access card remains inside. Right, that's suspicious, right? After 6:37, BM adds 2 or more zolpidem tablets to his own coffee and drinks it. BM hits own head on desk, probably harder than he intends. BM subsequently falls asleep under the combined influence of zolpidem and concussion. Right, at 1:53, BM swipes his access card and leaves the office. BM examined at Harvard accident and emergency, which we saw. A blood sample was taken for a toxicology screening, which they saw. Coralie Kerr arrives at Duolingo and discovers CP's body. CK calls the emergency services. And the original images were of extremely poor quality. These have been digitally enhanced and now show recognizable features. Yep, that is indeed Ben and Ben again. Oh, I love the office door there with all the paw prints in it. There's that cafe. The old pet shop. So he's holding coffees in this one. I didn't realize that from the just grainy photos. Yeah, there's Richard. And there is Ben leaving again. Swipe card logs. Logs showed that cards belonging to BM, CP, and RC were swiped on 12th of January. These times are consistent with the alleged timeline, which makes sense. That's what I said as well. Lightning logs. The Martian Center was not triggered at 4:44 p.m. when RC's access card was swiped, indicating that nobody entered the office at that time. Oh, I did not notice that. Swipe card logs 4:44. Right? Yeah, and lighting logs 4:40. Yeah, there was nothing on 4:40 at all. The motion sensor for the internal office lighting was disabled just before CP's death, which is consistent with BM attempting to reduce visibility from outside the offices before the attack. Right, and that's why Richard couldn't see inside. Precise terminals as SCP's heavy station and death are based on pulse data from a move along smart log wire transfer authorization. CP's email link and fingerprint were used for authentication, both of which were available to BM since CP's laptop was currently open and in use. BM could forcibly physically manipulate CP's hand to use her fingerprint given her comatose state. Yeah, that makes sense. Does it say that it comes from email link fingerprint? Yeah. Yeah. Email link fingerprint. Autopsy. Wounds suggest BM intended to harm or kill CP. BM was angry with RC for ending the affair and took the following steps to implicate RC. Using an access card so it would appear in the logs, sending an email from Sally to get RC near the scene, but he didn't think that RC would actually get to Sally's house and have a chat with her. And that meant that she was nowhere near the scene when the matter actually happened. And Sally was an alibi, essentially. BM's description of the figure with a balaclava, again, completely false, but it showed that Rebecca's here. BM buying 3 coffees, but the other coffee was not drunk at all, as he was expected. Done a fantastic job. Not long after applying to a conclusion of the police, they confirmed there were enough evidence against Ben to charge him for murder and obtaining by deception. He wasn't very good at hiding his digital footprint, so it looks like they'll also be able to trace the missing millions and prove that he sent the email from Sally. One case down and you've already become an integral part of Debian detection. You've earned the rest of the day off. Tomorrow we'll start on a new case that's just come in. 3 therapy llamas are missing from a local wellness center under suspicious circumstances. Only 1 llama was left behind. I hear that Omar is going to be the new CEO. Should we ask him if we can bring in a llama to interrogate using Zolingo? Yeah, let's do it. The end. Thanks for playing. A game by Hesperious Games. Oh, I forgot. I wanted to look at the credits, goddammit. Game design, programming, art, Anna. Thanks, Anna. QA, Jesse. Thanks, Jesse. And game engine, Godot. Godot seems like a pretty good engine. Know any of these guys? No. So far, no. Thanks to all these people. Thanks you for watching. Thanks so much to nobody, especially. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I really enjoyed this game. It was a lot of fun. Obviously, like a lot similar to the Retriezer did, but unique in its own way, and I just found it was a little easy for me, but let me know how you went along if you've played this one. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for watching. See you later.